Smartphone cameras have always battled for the best main camera, with each new generation promising sharper photos, richer colors, and more detail than ever before. But as technology has evolved, the competition has shifted. Now the real fight isn't just about who takes the best portrait or the most vibrant landscape shot. Today, it's all about zoom, the feature that's redefining what we expect from our phones. Whether you're trying to capture a bird perched on a faraway branch, the details of a city skyline, or even the craters on the moon, zoom is the new frontier for smartphone photography. It's the feature that lets you capture details you can't even see with your own eyes, like a superpower in your pocket. With just a tap, you can bring the distant world right up close, revealing textures and moments you'd otherwise miss. In one corner we have the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, a phone that's become legendary for its wild zoom capabilities. With its space zoom feature, it promises to take you further than ever before, letting you snap crisp photos of subjects that are barely visible to the naked eye. And in the other corner, the brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Apple's latest flagship comes loaded with major hardware upgrades, a redesigned camera system, and a renewed focus on delivering the highest possible image quality, even when you're zoomed way in. This isn't just about comparing specs on paper, it's a true head-to-head battle between two titans of the smartphone world. We're putting them through real-world tests to see which one actually delivers when it matters most. We'll push both phones to their limits, starting at 5x zoom in bright daylight, all the way up to a jaw-dropping 100x shot of the moon. We'll be looking at clarity, color accuracy, and how each phone handles tricky low-light situations, because zoom isn't just about getting closer, it's about keeping the image sharp and true. So, which phone comes out on top? Is it the one that can see the furthest, or the one that delivers the best quality at the distances you actually use every day? We'll compare side-by-side shots at different zoom levels to find out. We'll break it all down with real examples. No confusing jargon, just straightforward, honest comparisons that show you exactly what each phone can do in the real world. This is the ultimate zoom battle. iPhone 16 Pro Max versus Galaxy S24 Ultra. Get ready to see which phone truly deserves the crown. Let's dive in and find out. Before we dive into the real-world camera performance, let's take a closer look at the hardware that powers these flagship devices. Understanding the specs is key to knowing what each phone brings to the table, and why their cameras perform the way they do. The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra is equipped with a highly versatile quad camera system. Its standout feature is a brand new 50MP periscope lens, which enables true 5x optical zoom. This means you can get closer to your subject without losing detail thanks to the advanced optics and larger sensor. Alongside the periscope lens, there's also a dedicated 10MP telephoto camera for 3x optical zoom. This gives you flexibility for both mid-range and long-distance shots, making the S24 Ultra a powerful tool for photographers who want options for every scenario. On the other hand, the iPhone 16 Pro Max introduces its own innovation, a 12MP periscope tetraprism lens. Despite being slimmer, it still delivers impressive 5x optical zoom, fitting advanced technology into a sleek, pocket-friendly design. Both phones offer 5x optical zoom, but their approaches are quite different. Samsung relies on a larger sensor and more hardware, while Apple focuses on computational photography and software-driven enhancements to maximize image quality. It's important to understand the difference between optical and digital zoom. Optical zoom uses real moving lenses to magnify the image, preserving sharpness and clarity. Digital zoom, on the other hand, uses software and AI to crop and enhance the image, which can sometimes lead to a loss in detail. Samsung's high-resolution sensor is designed to capture more detail, especially at higher zoom levels like 10x, aiming for crisp, clear shots even from far away. Apple, meanwhile, leans on its legendary image processing and smart algorithms to deliver natural-looking photos, even when pushing the limits of digital zoom. Both phones represent the very best in mobile photography, but they reflect different philosophies. Samsung prioritizes hardware innovation, while Apple bets on software and user experience. Now that we've broken down the specs and what makes each camera unique, it's time to see how all this technology translates into real-world results. Which approach will come out on top when we put them head-to-head? Let's put these flagship cameras to the test and find out which one truly delivers the best photos in everyday situations. Let's start with 5x optical zoom, the sweet spot for both phones. We shot a distant clock tower on a sunny day to test detail and color. The iPhone 16 Pro Max delivers natural, true-to-life colors and crisp details, with subtle processing and great depth. The Galaxy S24 Ultra goes bold, vibrant, saturated colors and sharper edges, making images pop on screen. Samsung's look is punchy and ready for social media but can smooth over fine textures. The iPhone's image is more faithful and nuanced, perfect for those who want realism. Which is better? It's personal. iPhone for natural, detailed shots. Samsung for eye-catching, shareable photos. Both are excellent at 5x, but with distinct styles. For pure fidelity, the iPhone edges ahead, but if you want instant wow, Samsung delivers. Either way, you're getting a fantastic zoom shot. At 10x, both phones rely on software, hybrid zoom. The iPhone crops its 5x image using AI to enhance details. The Galaxy S24 Ultra leverages its 50MP sensor, cropping in for a near-lossless 10x shot. We tested both on a distant sign. Samsung's image is impressively sharp and clear, with crisp text and strong detail, almost like true optical zoom. The iPhone's 10x is good, with natural colors, but details are softer and more processed. Samsung's hardware gives it a clear edge at this range. If you need sharp 10x zoom, the S24 Ultra is the winner. Apple's digital zoom is solid but can't match Samsung's sensor trickery. For frequent long-range shots, Samsung's 10x is a major selling point. Now for extreme digital zoom, 30x and 50x. We zoomed in on a distant boat to see how far each phone could go. At 30x, Samsung's S24 Ultra keeps the boat recognizable, with AI reconstructing details, though it looks more like a painting than a photo. The iPhone 16 Pro Max maxes out at 30x, producing a softer, blurrier image, more natural but with less detail. Samsung's aggressive processing makes distant objects clearer, even if not pretty. At 50x, the S24 Ultra's image degrades further, but you can still tell it's a boat. Impressive for a phone. The iPhone doesn't offer 50x, wisely avoiding unusable results. For identifying faraway objects, Samsung's extreme zoom is unmatched. It's a party trick, not for everyday use, but it's fun to have. Apple keeps things practical, capping zoom where quality drops off. Now let's talk about Samsung's wildest feature, 100x space zoom. The iPhone stops at 30x, but Samsung lets you shoot the moon, literally. It's not magic. It's extreme digital zoom plus AI scene recognition. When you point at the moon, Samsung's AI enhances details, overlaying texture for a surprisingly clear shot. The viewfinder is shaky, but stabilisation helps you lock on. The result? A detailed moon photo, craters and all, from your pocket. Is it a real photo? It's heavily processed, but undeniably cool. Critics debate if it's real, but Samsung says it's enhancing, not faking. For moonshots, nothing else comes close. It's a party trick, not a daily tool, but it cements Samsung's place as the king of extreme zoom. No other phone can do this. Night zoom is the ultimate challenge for any phone. Capturing sharp, detailed images in low light, especially when zooming in, pushes even the best smartphone cameras to their limits. The combination of darkness, artificial lighting, and distant subjects means that every weakness in a camera system is exposed. This is where flagship phones like the iPhone 16 Pro Max and Samsung S24 Ultra really have to prove themselves. To see how they perform, we tested both phones on a city street at 5x and 10x zoom. These are the kinds of shots you might take when you want to capture a distant building, a glowing street sign, or the energy of the city at night, without getting too close. The iPhone 16 Pro Max uses its advanced night mode to balance highlights and shadows, keeping colors natural and noise low. Apple's processing aims to make the scene look as close to real life as possible, so you get a photo that feels true to what your eyes see, even in tricky lighting. The resulting image is a bit soft, lacking razor-sharp detail, but it's realistic and pleasing. The iPhone prioritizes a natural look, so you won't see harsh sharpening or unnatural colors, even if that means sacrificing a bit of crispness. Samsung's S24 Ultra, on the other hand, produces a much brighter image. It reveals hidden details in the shadows and makes the whole scene pop, but sometimes this comes at the cost of natural colors and fine textures. The photo can look a bit more processed, but you'll notice things in the frame that the iPhone leaves in the dark. At 10x zoom, the differences become even more obvious. Samsung's sensor cropping keeps more detail and sharpness, while the iPhone's shot gets blurrier and noisier. If you need to zoom in far at night, Samsung's hardware and processing give it a clear edge. For 5x night shots though, the iPhone still looks more natural and balanced. The colors are accurate, and the exposure feels just right, making it a great choice for capturing the mood of the night. But when you push to 10x, Samsung's hardware advantage really shows. The details stay clearer, and you can make out distant objects that the iPhone struggles to resolve. Of course, both phones struggle at extreme zoom and low light. Noise creeps in, and neither image is perfect. But each has its strengths. The iPhone for realism, Samsung for visibility. So, if you want a photo that looks like what you saw with your own eyes, choose the iPhone. If you want to see more in the dark with brighter highlights and more visible details, Samsung is the way to go. It's a close call, and both phones are impressive in their own ways, but the differences in their approach to nighttime zoom are clear, and your choice depends on what matters most to you. Hardware matters, but software is where the magic happens. Samsung's AI aims for eye-catching images, bright, sharp, and vibrant, optimizing every scene. Its AI reconstructs details and reduces noise, especially at high zoom. Apple's photonic engine takes a subtler approach, focusing on true-to-life colors and natural textures. Smart HDR and Deep Fusion blend exposures and optimize detail, preserving realism. Samsung pushes the limits for dramatic results, especially at extreme zoom. Apple perfects quality within practical zoom ranges. Neither is right or wrong. It's about what you want, superpowers or realism. The software defines the zoom experience as much as the hardware. So, which phone wins the zoom battle? For everyday 3x5x zoom, the iPhone 16 Pro Max delivers stunning natural images, perfect for most users. For extreme zoom, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is unbeatable, with sharp 10x shots and wild 30x, 50x, and 100x capabilities. In low light, the iPhone excels at 5x while Samsung wins at 10x. If you want the best quality at common zoom levels, go iPhone. If you crave ultimate zoom flexibility and fun, go Samsung. Both are top tier, but your priorities decide the winner. The zoom crown? It's a split decision. Choose your champion.